What the fuck are we doing with Gunther, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday Night Raw and WWE television in general? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. Which my reaction to Gunther and his plans for WrestleMania, or lack thereof plans for Gunther at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, Nevada. For your Saturday, March 28th, 2026 podcast. How is everybody doing today, by the way? I want to know how your day is doing in the comment section below on YouTube and Spotify, say at least. For anything, though, follow me on social media, Wrestling Limits, Sadie's X Cyrus, and Lucas E. Allen 1018. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button, you've done so already. Turn on the bell for post notifications up on this YouTube channel. And always, feel free to leave a comment to my episode for Saturday, February, March 28th of 2026. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing. Leave me a comment and give me an episode for your Friday, Saturday, March 28th, 2026. And also a 5-star rating. Be very nice as well, to say at least. Shall I get started with the report here that made me inspire me to do this YouTube video and also this Spotify podcast? Alright, let's get started with this. The sources indicating to, obviously, FightfulSelect.com and Wrestling Votes Radio. About Gunther, still have major plans for WrestleMania, lack thereof. I don't think there's major at all. But still. Let's just start the report here. That may inspire me to do this report, though. WWE sources have indicated that Gunther is still expected to have a substantial role at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, Nevada, Legion Stadium, obviously. Despite his recent absence from WWE television, with one source knowing that having him miss a show would not benefit anyone involved. Yeah, no shit. Just like recently involved Mara and all. According to WrestleVotes Radio and FightfulSelect.com. Now, that's also a report we got for that. My thoughts on this is, why the fuck is he not on television there? If you're worried about him missing WrestleMania, why the fuck is he not on television there at Triple H? Why is he not on television? If you're wondering, like, why you not benefit him being on the show, it doesn't even benefit him not being on Raw or even SmackDown to a point. Right, he's only a Raw exclusive wrestler, but then again, anybody shows up on any brand, I'm just saying, you've seen Bayley and Lyra Valkyria on the show last night. For SmackDown, which was god fucking awful. We're discussing that Women's Center today, hopefully, knock on wood. But my goodness, man, what we're doing with Gunther, ever since him retiring AJ Styles, before that retiring Bill Goldberg, and most importantly, John Cena, tapped out John Cena, and what does that happen? What did that lead to, people? I mean, why do you think I was so pissed off at that decision, having John Cena tap out to Gunther? Because they're not going to follow anything with this. I don't give a shit if they really care. Oh, it was Cena's way to go out. He never give up attitude. Oh, he gave up in the middle of the ring. Well, so that's my problem, dude. Why is he giving up with nothing to have basically of a guy he gave up to not be on television for much following that besides retiring AJ Styles afterward? So what's the point of having Cena tap out? What does that remind you of? Granted, Gunther's better off than Austin Theory right now. When Cena was going to put over Austin Theory at WrestleMania, was it 39? What did that lead to, people? What did that lead to? Nothing for Austin Theory as United States Champion. It led to nothing. So what was the point of John Cena putting him over? He might be even worse in that match with Cena. I'm not joking when I say that. It's probably even 20 times worse, honestly, if you think about it. So what was the point of him putting over Gunther? For the same exact thing. Granted, Gunther is obviously better off than Austin Theory right now on Raw and SmackDown. That's all I'm an issue with. What I'm saying is, why you haven't retired Cena with no plans following that minus the Styles stuff? Which felt is better than Cena, honestly. Oh my god, what we're doing with Gunther on Monday Night Raw since retiring AJ Styles now being seen maybe a few different times. Nothing like in the past couple of weeks, even months or so, since the Styles match at Royal Rumble. What has he done since? The Dragon Lee stuff was pretty good, that's about it. That's all I can give you post Styles. Granted, you all probably expected him and Rey Mysterio wrestle, probably him retiring Rey Mysterio. But ladies and gentlemen, Rey is injured. Oh, it might be the case why Gunther's on a WrestleMania there, dumbass. Well, you can't come up with something different for him at WrestleMania? Like, I don't know, something creative. You're having a creative team there, WWE. You're a creative team for a reason. Use your brains, or you didn't even have a fucking brain at this rate. Probably not these freaking writers in the creative room with Triple H and stuff. Does Triple H know he's doing? Absolutely not. Let's see a SmackDown last night. Can't blame Road Dogg for that one there, Hunter. But you can't blame there. It might be the worst show I've ever seen all freaking year. I'm not saying there's been a lot of not great shows, but that show was just god fucking awful. Last night's SmackDown was horrendous. We're gonna discuss this in Limited Center though. But back to this topic. If you're gonna have him retire not just Bill Goldberg, not just arguably the GOAT in the WWE television, John Cena, and not just AJ Styles too, and just not him being on television like much afterwards since the Dragon Lee match on Monday Night Raw, which was great, don't get me wrong. What's that gonna lead to? That would be Rey Mysterio, but he's not out. So come up with something different for Gunther, dude. I don't know what they're doing, but you have creative minds. You gotta be creative, dude. That's what WWE Creative Team was supposed to do. With creative writers. Is it not, people? Is it not? Is it not? It definitely is, if you think about it. What we're doing with Gunther is fucking horrendous. I said this in the Limited Center a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, I was at this radio or something like that when this report came out. Oh my goodness, dude, what we're doing with Gunther is fucking terrible. Not having him on television, following the Dragon Lee match and stuff like that. He hasn't been booked well at all. Like, what are we freaking doing here, dude? When he's booked on television, he's probably one of the best parts of Raw. Well, is he booked on Raw, though? The answer is mostly no. That's my issue with this, dude. That is my issue. Nothing to do with Gunther personally. I love Gunther. Gunther's a talented, great pro wrestler. God-green freaking prick of a villain, too, and I love it. I love Gunther. I think he's freaking incredible. But what we're doing with him on Raw, with nothing following much to the Styles retirement, and also besides the Dragon Lee stuff, like, what are we doing with Gunther is fucking terrible. Not having him on television, not having been seen since the Dragon Lee match much, minus like one show we got kicked out thanks to AJ Styles retirement stuff like that. And then Undertaker came out to renounce his mirror and inducted in right WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026. Other than that, I don't think we've seen Gunther since then. Not that I remember. So what was the point of all this giving him the career killer, honestly, was a detriment to Gunther's career, the poetic. It was probably a detriment to Gunther's career having given him a career killer gimmick. You give me again like a Randy Orton legend killer type gimmick, sure. But you don't have to call him the career killer. In that case, he's not probably nothing to do but killing careers. Like he did with Cena, like he did with Styles, like he did with Goldberg. But still, man, what are we doing with Gunther is fucking terrible. Not having him on television, just when he's on television doing good stuff. Like the Dragon Lee match was very good, obviously, on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. But since then, what has he been doing? Nothing, not be seen on television. That is fucking terrible. That is terrible booking. It's just terrible booking, people. Whether you like it or not, there's Freako fan base at WWE. It's the truth. What we are doing with Gunther on Monday Night Raw is not even being seen, period, since the Dragon Lee match. It's just god-awful. It's awful. He doesn't, granted, he's on television doing good work. Great work, good to great work, obviously. With the Dragon Lee stuff, but this man's never barely on television, what I'm trying to say here. He's barely seen on television. So how can you really care what Gunther is doing when he's not really on television? Granted, if he's something personal with Gunther, I don't know. I'm not going to say what the speculation of that is, not my business. But what were you doing? If it's nothing personal, you're going on with Gunther, why can't he be on television there, Triple H? You have this guy retired, your GOAT, obviously, in John Cena, and AJ Styles, one of the all-time greats, and also Goldberg, who no one gives a fuck about Goldberg, but still. Only Goldberg fans care about Goldberg. I don't know how you can be a Goldberg fan. It's a different story for another day. But what we are doing with Gunther without him being on television is just not great booking. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. What does he do? We have him wrestle LA Knight on my WrestleMania? That's the only thing I can come up with. And then again, I'm not in a creative mind. These creative writers in WWE need to do better. They need to do better. They just need to. Or else, what the fuck are we doing here? The point is, he's probably going to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Now I'm not worried about. But this man just retired AJ Styles and John Cena in back-to-back months, technically, and just not being doing much at the WrestleMania following those two retirements. Doesn't it all make you be pissed off as a Gunther fan? And that makes me pissed off as a Gunther fan with that. What do I know, Al? What do I know, freaking honestly? What do I know? What do I know to say at least? But that's my full thoughts on this situation to say at least. So I believe this report. I don't know if I should or not. If Gunther's left off WrestleMania completely, then that's just fucking God. That's even worse. I don't care if he even retires Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't give a flying shit about that. That's not that. I don't really care for that. Maybe, obviously Gunther's probably want to retire Brock Lesnar, obviously. But what's he going to do following that? What more careers does he have to kill? What, Randy Orton? He just turned heel. He ain't going to be going back to a babyface anytime soon. I don't care if he's double turn WrestleMania or not. What has he got left to kill? What, CM Punk? Punk's doing his own thing with Roman Reigns. What, is he going to kill Roman Reigns' career? God knows at this rate, people. God only knows. But what we're doing with Gunther and Monday Night Raw, it's just not great. Honestly, wrap this podcast up on YouTube, Lucas Allen 1080, and Spotify, the Lucas Allen Show. Thank you all for watching this special podcast, we want to call it, of Lucas Allen 1080 on YouTube and Spotify, the Lucas Allen Show on all your audio platforms. Thank you all for watching this, though. Silly. Let me know in the comment section. You're just as frustrated as I am with this Gunther booking since the AJ Styles retirement match at the Royal Rumble 2026. Let me know in the comments. Also hit the like button, subscribe button if you've done so already. And turn the bell off for your post notifications on YouTube. And also on Spotify, do leave me a 5-star rating and comment as well. Maybe hit the bell on Spotify too if you want to. I don't mind that we do that whatsoever. No, so you don't complain about that at all, honestly. But until next time, I trust you definitely be next time today. Hopefully, knock on wood today. Which lays this in a Limit Center for your Saturday, March 28th of 2026. What a god-awful SmackDown we had last night, ladies and gentlemen. God-fucking-awful. Just praise. Did it been like the last two shows, or Raw and SmackDown the week before, were good shows. But since Dynamite, these shows are just going right back to go 2026 version of wrestling. We'll discuss it all and probably much more for all in today's Limit Center to say at least. Until next time, it's our Limit Center for March 28th of 2026. Peace and love, everybody. I'm out. I love you all big time to say at least.